Welcome to Dubuque, Iowa. It's good to have you with us today. We look forward to your presentation. So, are you ready to present?
Yes, we are!
All right, you may begin.
Wayne Dyer said,
"There is a voice in the universe urging us all to remember our purpose for being on this great earth.
This is a voice of inspiration which is within each and every one of us.
It's what we choose to do with that voice that shapes our community.
Like a drop of water in a river.
We are citizens.
Who want to make an impact.
To create a ripple that begins a long journey to the ocean, changing forever our community, our relationship to each other, and our world."
"What's in the water?"
He asked.
What do you mean?
She replied.
"How do you do it? How do you achieve so much?"
He asked, bewildered.
It's me.
She answered.
I am in the water.
It was then he knew. He was in the water too.
He was the ripple.
This is our answer when we are asked, what is in Dubuque's water? How does a town of 58,000 do it? How do you overcome challenges of scarce resources?
Or blight.
Or unemployment?
Or inclusion.
How can it be done?
To which we say,
It's simple. You just have to commit. It's people,
planning,
partnering, and performing. That's what's in our water.
That's how we create a vision for sustainability that includes
Economic prosperity
environmental integrity,
and social cultural vibrancy.
And how our citizens are connected to this vision through their own effort every day.
It's how we embraced inclusivity.
We are changing how we once viewed others and welcoming the richness that comes with diversity of thought, culture, ability, age, or preference.
And it is how we live up to the vision laid out by the citizens of Dubuque to create a community that is
viable,
Livable and equitable. The future comes one day at a time and one ripple at a time.
We shape our buildings.
And then our buildings shape us. Winston Churchill.
The historic millwork district
The largest millworking district in the country in the 1900s.
changed the lives.
Thousands of citizens who worked there.
It was here citizens made a living so they could
Raise a family. Establish roots.
Worship.
And create neighborhoods.
Today, this industrial district is home to a rebirth.
A reawakening.
A ripple.
For here is where historic preservation, sustainability, and the arts are coming to life in a $200 million renovation.
To date, over $55 million in private and public investments have been made.
In this district, you will find
Sustainable infrastructure
that manages stormwater while allowing people to share the road with cyclists, buses, and cars, and creating a walkable, livable neighborhood that is home to 198 apartments expected by the end of this year.
Here is where we
celebrate the arts.
through music and film festivals and cabarets and voices, the art shows that made a way through our city.
A recent study entitled
The Arts Mean Business
showed us that the arts are a $47 million industry in Dubuque, producing over 1,500 jobs.
While this is community-wide,
This district is a hub for arts in Dubuque, attracting thousands of people every year.
Here's where you will
Find solutions.
to workforce housing that give you the freedom to not own a car.
Here's where we breathe life.
Back into buildings that have long been forgotten, where we
celebrate the gifts our ancestors gave us,
and where we
recommit to a more sustainable future.
I am an artist.
I am an organizer. I am the future. I am a ripple.
Hope is a waking dream. Aristotle.
Our purpose.
Why am I here?
What can I contribute?
How do I make a difference?
We often answer these questions for ourselves through our work, but there are those among us who don't have that opportunity.
How can we change this?
how can we provide everyone the chance to make a positive impact?
We do it by creating programs that remove barriers, teach skills, and give hope.
Through Opportunity Dubuque, we equip the employed and underemployed with skills, coaching, and support services to provide the training and confidence they need to be great employees.
What would our future be without our youth to help shape it?
Project Hope, helping our people excel.
Identifies agency barriers, removes them, and focuses on collaboration to connect disengaged youth and the chronically unemployed to education and employment opportunities.
Heart, housing, education, and rehabilitation training.
Restores place by focusing on housing restoration and blighted neighborhoods.
restores planet by recycling and repurposing materials,
and restores people by helping students find
meaning
in their life and an opportunity to
pay it forward. Bridges out of poverty and circles complete the cycle.
Giving all participants, whether
A student,
A graduate,
A trainer,
a mentor, or a coach, the gift of each other,
the gift of community,
of support.
Of hope.
of opportunity.
and success.
These programs restore
Hope.
Within 1 year, this town of only 58,000 touched hundreds of lives.
One program alone graduated over 135 people. 72 have new jobs and 41 are continuing their education. By restoring over 50 homes in an at-risk neighborhood, 28 people are independent from rental assistance and 50 families began a banking relationship.
We build bridges because we can.
bridges that restore lives.
Connect people to opportunity, people to each other, and citizens to their community.
I am the bridge.
I am hope.
I am the connector.
I am a ripple.
When you do something from your soul,
You feel the river moving within you, grooming. Like many communities,
We have a long and proud history.
And we have willingly paid the price for our freedom. But how do we ensure that the veterans who fought for and defended this freedom and their families are supported and connected, despite our lack of local veteran facilities?
How can we honor those who have given so much?
Once located in a veteran's garage, the Dubuque Veterans Freedom Center was one man's vision of creating a center where veterans and their families can connect to resources, and most of all,
To each other.
built with 100% private funding, over 5,000 veterans and their families use the Veterans Freedom Center each year
to ease the transition home.
Provide resources and advocacy, and a social foundation that respects each soldier's unique needs.
This center
Connects
veterans and their families to other initiatives such as Vet Talent, a local employment program for veterans from which 11 are now employed.
or in healthcare through the Give a Vet a Live program that is funded 100% by private donations.
Give a Vet a Lift logs thousands of miles each year to and from the VA hospital over 60 miles away and provides rides to over 85 vets each month.
Coupled with the
All the Way Home Conference,
where veterans and their families are provided a friendly forum to seek services without the stigma. These venues are
helping thousands of veterans and their families every year.
Having experienced the longest deployment of any U.S. National Guard troops since World War II,
Honoring Dubuque veterans and welcoming them home
was important to our community.
Local efforts have raised 100% of the $70,000 class each year for 6 years to send veterans on honor flights to view memorials in Washington, D.C. And whether it's one returning soldier
or hundreds,
thousands of citizens turn out to welcome them home as a
gesture of thanks.
There is one ripple that began in Dubuque and made its way across the entire nation.
The Andrew Conley Act.
Despite suffering from a terminal disease, Dubuquer and Iraqi war veteran Andrew Conley and his family began a journey to ensure that injured and disabled veterans could have access to quality housing.
The result was legislation that would extend and raise the limits on the adaptive housing grant for all U.S. veterans.
We are veterans.
We are military families.
We will protect you.
We will care for you,
and we will celebrate you.
I am freedom.
I am the advocate.
I am the future. I am a ripple.
We know that change
doesn't just happen.
It happens when a community has a
Vision.
and when there are people with
Passion.
who will not let that vision die.
It happens when, despite how high that mountain is to climb,
We climb it.
or how deep that river is to cross,
We cross it.
And we realize that it doesn't matter if
You are an artist.
You are a ripple.
You are a success coach.
You are a ripple.
You are an organizer.
You are a ripple. You are a future leader. You are a ripple.
We are all in this together.
We overcome challenges together.
We grow together. We change together. Because together we are one Dubuque, and we are a ripple.
Dubuque Dubuque, Iowa. That was absolutely fabulous. I know this panel's going to have some questions for you, so we'll give them a chance to do that. Who wants to start out today? Randy, go with it.
Good afternoon. Great presentation. I was really interested in your application about learning more about the Multicultural Family Center. Apparently, from what I read, you have city staff, but it's mainly staffed by volunteers. Could someone expand on that a little bit?
Hi, I'm Kelly, and I'm the city's Human Rights Director. The Multicultural Family Center is staffed currently with a full-time director, also a part-time assistant director, and 2 site supervisors. They all are city staff. And then we also have a 501c3 nonprofit board that also collaborates with us, and several AmeriCorps members that help to staff along with volunteers.
What kind of programs do you have there? Sounds like a variety.
There are a variety. One of the programs is called Future Talk, and that is a summer program that works with youth age 13 to 16 or 18, and they have several components to that. It's work for a stipend. There's also an educational component, and then there's a giving back to the community component of that program. They also have a teen night where they're working to engage teens in the community, and they have several family-focused things, family reading nights, family cooking nights, and things of that nature. Thank you. Christine?
Dubuque, thank you. You have reminded us how one drop can ripple through a community, but through a country as well. So thank you very much. I'm going to stay on the same trend in your application. Was really interested to know a little bit more about your intercultural competency training. Who participates in that, and can you tell us a little bit about the outcomes of that?
Hi, my name is Shannon Garrity. I work for Greater Dubuque Development Corporation, and I am a graduate of what we call the ICC program. And I will tell you, it is a program that I believe well over 1,500 people in our community have the opportunity to go to who aren't all city employees. And that program is really designed to help you look within yourself in a respected environment, in a safe environment, to really let your vulnerabilities come out, to have open dialogue about what we think and what we feel, to be trusted and in a safe environment. It is a wonderful program that is changing the way we as citizens look at our community and look within ourselves, and that is one of the many things we do with ICC.
Thank you for coming back.
Thank you.
You've provided great examples in the past. I had a question about the 1 million square feet. That's quite a challenge. Can you give us an update on where you're at and where you're going with that?
I'm Dan Lobianco. I'm the Executive Director of the Dubuque Main Street Program, and the Millwork District is just one of our components. We take these community-wide envisioning projects, and we figure out what we can do about that housing need in that particular case. And those 1 million square feet, we've got, our first building is open and almost fully full of residential space. We will do that incrementally. All of downtown development is incremental, so we'll do it incrementally. We've got a couple 100,000 square feet finished, and we will continuously work to do probably 1 or 2 buildings at a time. Thank you.
You have a question?
I want to come to Dubuque because you guys drink funny water. You talk about almost 650 or so units of workforce housing units. Tell me about those units, who owns them, who constructs them, who's for the workforce, how will they, someone told me last week, people no longer want to own houses, they just want to live in them. So what's that?
Well, and it's an expansion of the historic Millwork District when, as Dan indicated, we're currently under renovation. In 2004, through the Downtown Master Plan, we identified the historic Millwork District as a project. And then since then, the council and private sector have supported master planning that process. And as part of that master planning process, there was an economic analysis study, which identified a gap of 550 housing units. And this was before IBM made the decision in 2009 to locate 1,300 jobs in downtown Dubuque. So workforce housing is really our response to that, today's worker who wants to live in a place where they can have the option to not own a car, where they can live in a place where just by virtually living there, they're giving back through sustainable systems. They can hike, bike to work and to entertainment venue. They have it all outside their door. And it's really following the nation's lead on smart growth principles, and all that's happening in the historic Millwork District. However, we're also meeting that market rate housing in the rest of the community for other populations who desire to live in a more suburban-like environment.
Thank you. Curtis?
Good afternoon. As a two-time recent winner, and as recent as last year, of a title that has no expiration date, why are you back? What motivates you to go through all this again? Can somebody explain that?
I think we all could.
It's worth it!
Hi, my name is Joyce Connors. I'm currently the Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Dubuque. Why did we come back? Dubuque is such a exciting and fun city to live in, and we've got so much to share. And we have elected leaders. We also have staff that are so excited about all the things that are happening. Why not share that? And in today's a little bit crazed environment in Washington, D.C., where it's hard to get anything done, we're finding that it's really the cities where a lot of stuff is happening. And so it behooves us, I think, to share with other cities. We'll share with people who want to listen. We will listen to people who want to share with us. And ultimately, on our own, we will all be better cities. So we'll be back again.
Good. Amen. It's in the water.
I'd like to chime in with that. My name is Stan Reingans. I have the privilege of being the superintendent of schools in a community that cares about all of its students. And one of the things that has spun out of last year's win is that it ensures action in our plan. Next week, we will begin a summer school program for the first time with some of our underserved students to ensure that they are at grade level reading by third grade. We are also focusing on attendance. So it's great to win, but it also helps keep us focused and moving forward as a community.
Dubuque, it was absolutely fabulous to have you, and I'm sure you just worked on this last night, right, this year? That was pretty amazing. I've heard choirs sing like that, but vocally stand there and do that was perfect. So congratulations on that. And I don't probably even want to know how many hours that took, right?
We have great people.
You do have great people. And I want to tell you that you may be a ripple, but as I look at you now, you're a tidal wave coming through the middle of this country about the good, best things that are going on in practices. So continue to do that, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you.